For number 50 and 51, these are paired questions, and that's because 51 is a command of evidence question. So it's asking how we got our answer for the previous question and which lines to consider. Number 50 is an inference question because it says he would most likely respond. So it's not going to have direct textual support, but these answer choices in 51 will give us hints for number 50. So I'm going to go ahead and start at question 51 because it gives me 4 places to look rather than the entire passage to consider. So let's first identify where these lines are. So letter choice A, lines 60 to 63, it says, part of this is about principles. Some will argue that space's magnificent desolation is not ours to despoil, just as they argue that our own planet's poles should remain pristine. Letter choice B, which I'll denote in the green, is lines 74 through 76, and it says, the resources that are valuable in orbit and beyond may be very different to those we prize on Earth. Letter choice C, which will be in this blue, is lines 81 through 83, and that says, one speaker at last week's space mining forum in Sydney, Australia, concluded with the plea that regulation should be avoided. And finally, letter choice D, which will be in this purple, is lines 85 through 87. So it says, without consensus, claims will be disputed, investments risky, and the gains made insecure. So that is the answer right there. So let's rule out some of the answer. Remember, we're talking about why author 2 thinks that space mining will have a few issues. So let's see which one is relevant. A, which is the orange, is just saying that it might ruin the environment, but that's not really saying why it's not going to happen. And letter choice B, in the green, the resources are valuable. It's just how people value different resources. That has nothing to do with space mining and the future of it. C, blue, says that regulation should be avoided. That's only one person's opinion, so we're not going to pick that either. So we know that the answer is lines D or answer choice D, because in lines 85 to 87 it says that without these standards or without these regulations, there's going to be a lot of debate. There's going to be claims dispute, investments, all these things without regulations. So that's the letter choice D, and then the paired answer with that is going to be letter choice B here, because it says space mining will be very difficult without these regulations, which is exactly what that previous one told us. So for number 50, the answer is B. For number 51, the answer is D. But before we end, let's consider why A, C, and D are wrong in number 50. So it says it is inconsistent with the sustainable use of space resources. Again, we're not talking about how we're using the resources. We're talking about mining them. Cannot be attained without technologies. We didn't talk about technology. Passage 2 only talks about these regulations and these morals and principles. D seems certain to affect Earth's economy in a negative way. He disagrees. He says that it will be a positive thing. So looks like we picked the right answers. It's letter choice B for 50 and D for 51.